Hi, Scott and
Yeah.
Liz.
Hello.
Hi. Well, I just wanted to start first with you, Liz, and with Donna, sort of at the end of season one and going into season two. Colony House has just been, you know, that horrible attack and just seems to be kind of falling apart. And do you think that was the one thing Donna was hanging on to as like a shred of hope or almost like kind of like a false sense of security?
I think very much that thread of hope that she's hanging on to. I think it's vital to her sense of self that she is protected of people. And I think that partly comes from character, but partly comes from failing to save her sister and watch
Mhm.
her sister. Um, so I think to see Colony House get decimated and the humans in it, but even just the metaphor of the house, um, I think that is a crumbling point for Donna, and she's having to really steel herself
Yeah, yeah,
to
definitely.
keep
Yep.
moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Scott, of course, Victor is in Colony House, but also seems to be so kind of separate from it and separate from everyone, really. I think just from the years of having to endure this terror for years. But do you think especially having that connection with Ethan, and then of course when season one ends, finding Tabitha, do you think those connections and this family are kind of helping maybe Victor have a different shred of hope or a way to connect?
Just give me a chill there. Uh, yeah, I think that it's about him, kind of figuring out who he is and what he has to offer. I don't think he has any particular MO other than just, the guidance by the boy in white. It leads him to, not only I think, well, Ethan, I think in a way, and also with Tabitha and protecting her
Mhm.
caves. But I think that like you were saying, with him being an outsider, there's a really beautiful thing that's happening that, and I think that he's feeling and recognizing too about needing that connection, as we all need love. And I think that is something that kind of it's great that starts to resonate for him and drive him. I think in this newer season.
Yeah, I love that connection and that connection of love too, because I think
Yeah,
that's something that a lot of people, all the characters on here are trying to find. I think
yeah,
definitely Donna's trying to find that too, Liz. Would you say definitely trying to find that love? And that was what Colony was.
I think she is. I don't think she's conscious of it. And I think, I don't know because we never know where it's heading. I think that consciousness of seeking may be beginning to arrive into, we start seeing cracks in it. It's like, I don't think she perceives herself as a lovable human, which
Mm.
maybe is what affords her to be so outspoken and forceful.
Yeah, definitely. That doesn't see herself as a lovable human for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, yeah, which is so heartbreaking, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's something I
Um,
just, it's never been said, but that's how I feel as Donna. But in season two, there's definitely things where it's like, because she is heart based.
very,
That
very much so.
yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you both so much to wrap, but thank you both so much and great work.
hey, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
great rest of your
Have a great
day.
day.
Hi, Erin. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are both of you?
Fine.
Good,
Nice to see
good.
you.
Hi. Well, I wanted to just start off first. The end of season one kind of sees both Jim and Tabitha have like this hope, and then it's all kind of dashed right away. And I'm wondering also, and I'll start with you, Catalina, is some of that hope also that you're feeling by trying to, figure out a way to save this town, to rescue this town, and to rescue your family? Is that also coming from a place of maybe redeeming or making up for the loss of your son Thomas?
Um, uh, Yeah, in ways. I mean, like it's survival. I want my family to survive. I don't want anything to happen to any of my children. The loss of Thomas was an incredible, horrible moment for the family. And I feel that that has, made them be together, and that has made them, try to find ways to save the family and to, dig down there to see if there's anything under the ground that people haven't seen before, or, make the tower to see if they can connect with some other person that has a radio. And I think it's just trying to keep their family together. I think that's kind of like what the minds of the parents are in all the time,
Mhm.
trying to keep their family safe.
Yeah. And then Eion, would you agree with that too? Is it sort of your kind of redemption in a way, if that makes sense, of making up for that loss?
Yeah, it is. I think that's exactly that. We're after that loss of our child, we have when you get to a fork in the road, and one direction is the destruction of the family unit, the guilt, the pushed forward by the loss, and just caving into it and throwing in the towel and saying, well, nothing more can be done, and we will never recover from this, and then the family is fractured. Or in the face of the adversity of this town and this situation we find ourselves in, it'll either ruin us or it'll make us stronger. And it's interesting how that can possibly be our way out. The worst, in a way, the worst thing that could happen to us is really the best thing that could happen to us. And whether or not that works out for us remains to be seen. But so far in Tabitha and Jim's personal dynamic, they've been finding a way to really work effectively together and be a team, and be partners like, they're originally meant to be, and to be the best parents that they can be. And so far, that's the real silver lining in the situation.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's incredible how this horrible event almost is like this weird blessing in a way that's bringing your family back together. So, yeah. Yeah, and then Catalina, your character at the end has fallen through this hole and is joined by Victor, sees Victor there, and is going in a way on a quest. And the word quest is so important to, of course, your son, Ethan. What do you think Tabitha's initial reactions are to seeing Victor there? Since I know Victor had been kind of a scary character for your family.
I think she believes that Victor is going to save her. I think she's like, she's not alone anymore. Aside from the shock that, the wires lead to nothing, it's a shock by itself. It's like, so where's the electricity? But then to see Victor there, and Victor being so convinced, like, we have to move. They told me we have to move. I think that's a little bit of a relief that he knows where the exit is. But then, things change, and Victor sees things that she has to take, the strength where she doesn't have it, and be like, we need to move. We can't stay in this things. And they both have to, conquer their fears in that moment and push it through to find an exit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you both so much. It was a pleasure talking to you briefly about this wonderful show. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.